私は一人でも全然寂しくないの。仲間外れなんか気にしないもん。
ひなこ、お友達のところに遊びに行ったんじゃなかったの？
男の子と遊ぶ子はおままごとに入れてあげないだって。
Hello, everybody. The time is here. We are going to talk about Silent Hill F.
But wait a minute for this one.
Silent Hill Forte.
Yeah.
I've beaten it 3 times. Don't really know why it's called that, actually.
That's fine.
But yeah.
Funny.
So
Isla has it, I don't.
A disclaimer. Yeah, I have played this. He has not. I am not going to spoil the story very much while we're talking about this. I will warn you before I say things about some stuff about the game that some people might consider spoilery, but it's no narrative spoilers, nothing like that, and I'll do that later into the thing. So you can listen to the little bit of it, get a general thrust of my thoughts.
Thrust.
And then I'll talk a little more specifically without spoiling anything. I'm not going to spoil anything in this that you probably haven't maybe already heard, but this game, I am torn on this game. I haven't had a game quite like this where I am not exactly sure how to feel in a long time.
That feels nice with a Silent Hill game, I guess.
Yeah, the stuff I like the story a lot. It is steeped in symbolism and lore, and I imagine if you have a better, deeper knowledge of Japan and Japanese history and symbols, you might even get some stuff out of it that I wasn't seeing, at least right away. There are definitely some things that I later realized, oh, okay, that is this, that makes total sense, got it.
Nice.
Yeah, so you've heard some people bat around the old Souls-like
this
moniker because it has a stamina bar. It's a little slightly more.
We just keep moving that goalpost.
Yeah.
You got a stamina bar. You're a
and
Souls
a dodge. You got a stamina and a dodge. It is a little more. It is a little more actiony than a Silent Hill game generally is, in that it has more mechanics. There's enemies will flash, and then you can do a counterattack.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. And you have a stamina bar, you have a dodge, you can find things called omamori, which can adjust the way that your the way that your game plays mechanically. Stuff like give you more stamina, or make perfect dodges easier. Yeah. There are perfect dodges.
Wow.
There's no parries, thank God. It's all melee. Like a standard Silent Hill, but it's also 1960s Japan. You play as Hinako. Hinako, you are a schoolgirl, right at the end of school, I believe. It's never really stated, but that's kind of the vibe I get. And the story focuses on her and her situation, and it is very, it traffics in mystery in a very Silent Hill way.
Great.
Yeah, and her friends are Shu and Sakuko and Rinko.
Obsessed.
And they are the main
crew
in the game.
Nice. I love that because I feel like, last time we played Silent Hill 2 and of course Silent Hill 3 and 4, it just feels very isolating. Yeah. Like you're super alone. You meet people along the way, obviously.
This is it's similar in a way to Silent Hill 2 where you're it's a horror game. You're mostly alone.
But having the friends out there, I feel like, instead of just being some
this does
wolf.
a thing. This does a thing that's slightly different, where it's instead of having Maria next to you like you do in Silent Hill 2, so Shu might be walking with you, but you'll turn around in a cutscene and then you'll look again and he's just not there.
He's gone.
But then you'll catch up to him, or you'll hear his voice from a building, and it kind of makes sense in the narrative, but there are a couple of moments where you're like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Silent Hill game, so you're never quite sure, what
the hell's going on?
What's real?
Credits roll, and you say, what?
I mean, we'll get into that. But I played it on a base PS5. I would say this game is gorgeous. It is, you know, their tagline is sort of find the terror in the beauty or something, find the beauty in the terror, something like that.
Guillermo del Toro core.
Yeah, and it looks very, very good. I did have some stutters, some frame rate dips, like hitches, more in the late game.
Early access.
On base PS5, but I will say I got it 2 weeks early. I actually did have a soft lock at one point. I had like a something didn't trigger.
Shit.
And so like I could go walk around this area, but I couldn't progress.
Damn.
So thankfully I had a save from an hour before and I could get
Just
back
got
to
there
it.
in, like,
I'm
half
sure
hour.
that
Yeah.
you know will be patched out, and in the subsequent 2 times I played it, that didn't happen.
That's great.
Yeah, so to kind of conclude my very, very vague thoughts on this game, I like it.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
I really like the writing and the story.
Great.
Drink every time they say partner,
Great.
or Hinako passes out. Take a drink and you will die if you do that every time that happens.
Hey, partner.
なんだ相棒おい相棒
ありがとう相棒
Let's go find her. Partner.
Great English voice acting and Japanese voice acting. I played it
Nice.
in both.
Hell yeah. Anytime something is like deeply set in Japan with Japanese characters, I have to go Japanese.
Yeah,
I can't do English.
There's definitely some
Can't do
stuff
it.
I wonder about with. I would love to talk to someone who like speaks Japanese and English, because there are a few things, specifically with the word partner and with the word traitor.
Yeah.
Not a spoiler. Both of these things come up immediately.
Star Wars 7. Traitor!
But like, I wonder if those have like different or more meaning in Japanese.
裏切り者
I do know that partner is faster to say in Japanese because they say it all the time, and in English it's kind of funny because they take a little pause right before saying it.
Partner.
No, it's always just like whatever you say, partner, and it's just like they're probably trying to match the like lip sync or something, but it's
Sure,
like
sure,
if you
sure.
said whatever you say, partner, like that just flows,
Yeah,
right? Okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything story-wise, but I am now going to talk about the structure of the game. So if you don't want to hear about that or enemy variety and that kind of stuff, because this is where a lot of my criticisms will lie. But yeah, so if you don't want to know about that stuff, bounce and check it out. But yeah, I mean, I would give this game like an 8. I don't know.
Solid.
Yeah.
It's very good.
7.9. I don't know.
So, game trailers over here.
But like, yeah, so
7.8.
again, non-spoilery, but you'll hear this compared to Nier Automata, sort of, because you sort of do. It has multiple endings, but in a way that you kind of do have to play it multiple times just to get the story.
Got it. Which is great if you love a game.
I mean, yeah.
Resident Evil 2, beat it twice. Like, we
Right.
love this.
Right, and this is why I'm so torn on this game, because it does do some stuff to make the second, or to make subsequent, like, post-New Game, like, New Game Plus runs a little more
That's so fun.
economical.
I mean, I beat Resident Evil 3 like 7 times.
Right,
'cause you
but-
keep unlocking the...
Right, but you can beat Resident Evil 3 in, like,
2
an
hours.
hour.
Yeah, true.
This is longer than that. It's not,
Okay.
like, super short. I think
but on
in-game...
multiple playthroughs, we're like 10 plus.
In-game timer for my first playthrough was 10 hours.
Okay.
When I beat my second playthrough, I think it was 15.
Okay.
And on my third playthrough, it was 19.
Oh.
I was playing on story action difficulty and hard puzzle difficulty because they recommended story for reviewers. And then on my second and third playthroughs, I played on story just to see what the difference was. That was a mistake because I already knew all the solutions to the hard puzzles, so I could have just breezed through them all on hard. But they do make things a little more economical in the second playthroughs, or later subsequent playthroughs, but not enough, I think, because this game does... Here's my main problem with this game. And I do think that having reviewers play it on story, at least for me, was maybe not the right call. I should have pulled a Huber and
They have
played
no
it on
faith.
hard.
They have no
well,
faith.
because the difficulties are story, hard, And then after you beat it, you get lost in fog, which is like super hard.
See, that's before you even go on. Anytime I know there's like an unlockable, even harder one, I'm gonna do the harder one because then in my mind, psychologically, I'm like, this isn't even the hardest.
Right.
We'll be fine.
And I did play
I'm
through.
surprised they recommended
It,
that.
it was odd. I mean, it's weird because, and it's weird that it's called story and then hard.
That's quite a jump there.
And what's
usually
weird,
it's like story, easy, normal, hard.
Right,
It's
right.
like,
And to me, calling story mode story implies that you won't have to like fucking deal with combat basically at all. But in this, what it does is on story mode, I would almost recommend not playing on story mode difficulty because
it's a pro tip here.
you get a little bit of the combat, you get some of the stuff, but it takes away, like sanity isn't even used.
Wow.
Focus attacks you don't even use.
Wow.
Which are like kind of a big part of the mechanics of the combat and probably make the combat a lot more interesting. I played through like a quarter of the game on hard just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I think that story mode, especially in the late game, not specifics, but like there are situations where you have to kill every enemy like several times in a row, and it frankly gets boring. Like it's kind of just tedious.
Just like, let me mash this
maybe
out.
just on story mode. Like if you like, that's why I wish they'd sent us 2 because I'm very curious what you would think of the combat because to me the combat was largely just in the way of the story.
Got it.
And I think like on story mode, I honestly truly think maybe even just for New Game Plus, they should put in like a victory lap mode or something where you can turn on one shot or give you like a joke weapon like the chainsaw in Silent Hill 2 or something where it's like trivializes everything or like the like laser sword from 3 or whatever it was. So there's that. But one nice thing is, and I'm not going to say anything specific about the endings other than there are multiple endings.
Classic.
After you beat the game once, a menu is added to the main menu that says view endings. It doesn't tell you what the endings are, even what they're called, but it does tell you the requirements for getting them.
That's nice.
Which is nice, except you don't necessarily know how to get those requirements. Some of them are very obvious, but some of them are like, what the hell is that?
Oh, that's great.
And it is great, but it's also not great because I've beaten this game 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? I've played it 3 times, like 3.5 times because of that time I played it just to see what the combat was like on hard. But like, I played the entire game the 3rd time. I was scouring everything. I did every requirement except for one thing. I did everything I thought would be logical to do that, to achieve that. Didn't work. Got the same ending I got on the second playthrough.
That hurts.
And so I was kind of like, it's a little bit of a bummer if the internet is just required to find these endings. Like if they're so obscure.
Sure.
You know? And like
Totally.
even there is
I can see that.
You know,
I could see going through an entire playthrough and getting the repeat ending would be like really annoying.
it was kind of disheartening.
Yeah, disheartening is a better word.
It was
for
kind of
Absolutely.
disheartening.
Yeah.
And like the
can see
enemy variety is not huge, but then I because there's like 5 enemies that have like a few of them have different reskins, but like if we're honest with ourselves, there's just 5 versions of that lady.
Yeah.
But like there's one enemy in particular that just gets really tedious to fight because it's kind of just sits there and it's a big huge sponge.
Yeah.
Feels like a time waster especially on story. But
is there an ending that requires you get every ending?
I mean, this feels maybe a little spoilery. One of them requires you to have gotten 2 other endings.
Cool. I love that.
And there is a goofy
Really
ending.
encouraging that replay value.
There is a goofy ending, and it does tell you pretty specifically how to get it. I have found 4 of the things, and I suspect where the final thing is if you've gotten the other ones in the right order. But I haven't done it. I took pictures on my phone of where everything is so I can do them in the right order.
It's fun.
Anyway, whatever. Like, obviously I didn't hate this game because I beat it 3 times.
Yeah.
The story, I would say, is really good. It's maybe too mystery box on the first playthrough because you're like, what the actual fuck is going on for a lot of the interactions.
Yeah.
There are definitely some repetitive elements or some kind of chintzy like haunted house elements where it's like you click on a thing and it makes a scary noise and it just turns around. I would say I did not find this game scary at all.
Yeah. Last time I was scared was Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Right. Like I would, but like to me, this also feels, this is the closest Silent Hill has ever been to Resident Evil. I would say that this feels like Silent Hill 2 remake mixed with like Silent Hill or with Resident Evil like 3 or 4. It's not that actiony, but it's like,
has a little
and it's
extra.
definitely, there's not a lot of comedy or like anything like that. It's definitely not that Resident Evil-ish.
Serious.
It is
good.
sad.
Good.
And like I look forward to YouTube videos diving into the lore and stuff like that. Like I've got a pretty good grasp on the story now, having beat it 3 times, and like
and you love that.
Yeah, on
you
my
love
third
the
playthrough,
story. That's huge.
I like the story a lot. I don't like I don't like replay style of game
Totally.
mechanics. If you do, like if you're like Nier Automata, right? Which I think Nier Automata does you have to play this 5 times better than this
it's
does.
really justified.
Because Nier, the first half of your second playthrough is similar, but then after that it's completely different. This on your subsequent playthroughs changes some stuff, and it does have a nice thing on a second playthrough where it's like, this is a new cutscene. There's something new in this cutscene. Like if you're trying to skip it, it says like skip new cutscene, and then it even warns you a second time. It's like, there's stuff in this you haven't seen. Do you want to skip this? Which I think is very nice.
That's some like Kojima core right there.
And then on your
Kojima
third
tech.
playthrough, it's like you can skip almost everything because you've seen it all, but like you get new diaries and stuff like that. But like, yeah, dude, it's like, I feel like if you're going to force me to play a game 3 times just to get the whole story, that third playthrough better be like way different. Like, because there are chunks of this game where it's like you have to redo an entire thing. And like, I got fast at it, I would do each little set piece would maybe take less than an hour, but like, you're redoing all of that just to get 4 different diaries.
That's the thing I was going to say.
It's like, leave the doors open, leave the puzzles solved, like have the enemies be gone.
Yeah.
Like so I can just skip them all. Don't require me to fight every enemy over again for the 12th time this run.
Especially because your playthrough isn't the thing, it's not a necessarily long playthrough, but the fact that you are repeating the same areas and encounters.
Yeah.
That's where it's like,
yeah. And like,
because like Resident Evil 2 remake, that was the biggest bummer of like, Claire's run or Leon's run. They're so
because they're
similar.
supposed to be A/B,
and it's supposed to be. You're getting different, obviously, dialogue and interactions, but for all intents and purposes, it's the exact same area, the exact same scenes.
Yeah.
And that was always the biggest bummer about Resident Evil 2 remake.
So like I think that it could be streamlined, or maybe especially on story mode, where it's like, especially on your second or third or etc. playthroughs, where it's like, okay, I'm obviously not here for the combat. I'm playing on story mode. Some of the mechanics are literally not included in this mode.
They should add tourist mode.
They should, honestly, they should.
I always think story mode is tourist mode.
Yeah.
And apparently not.
Add a different difficulty, like make a normal difficulty that is story difficulty right now, and make story difficulty like there are no mandatory battles. There are no, besides the bosses, because those have narrative significance. But like, you
should unlock some of those modifiers even on another playthrough. Like Last of Us is underrated for its unlockables.
Yeah.
Where when you beat it, you earn the points, and then you can spend the points on like, okay, now I one-hit kill everything, or now I have unlimited ammo. Like that would be really fun, especially in a Silent Hill game.
Well, and I was kind of hoping for that, because there is a history in Silent Hill of joke weapons and joke items and like invincibility stuff, or and like, It doesn't really ever, I mean, whatever. I don't really want to specify, but like, I thought maybe an Omamori would do something that crazy where it's like, because an interesting thing that you would actually really like is there are items for your health, items for your stamina, items for your sanity that you can use to recoup, right? Or you can offer them to these shrines.
Ooh, always offer.
And then you can spend those points to pray to up your stats.
Oh, baby.
Or
give it all. Take all my resources.
Or do a random pull of Omamori to get
Gambling?
different items. Yeah, it's like a gotcha. It's like a Silent Hill gotcha.
Konami, we see you.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's interesting because on story mode, I literally never used a sanity or stamina item. And so I basically maxed out everything
And you
because I
carry all that
didn't
in-
use them.
you
Yeah,
carry
in
all
new
that
game,
in. So Resident Evil 3 style. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Cool.
So like there's a lot going on, and I think honestly it would be more satisfying on hard.
Yeah.
And maybe it would make it even a little scarier.
Because again, you brought up Resident Evil 3, Isla, and we're talking about replaying this game so many times. Resident Evil 3 Remake
You can beat that fucker in an hour and a half.
Yeah, but it has such a good ramp up of difficulties. It is exactly what you were talking about because you carry some of your unlockables over if you desire.
Yeah.
And it goes like normal to hard to whatever to Inferno. And it really, each replay feels like a fresh, fun thing.
Yeah.
Because it's offering a new challenge.
And like you can unlock a thing in your second playthrough that you get earlier in your third, whatever. But like there are some stuff, but like it feels like it should have been like a little more victory lap on at least the third run through.
For sure.
Sorry, it's hard for me to talk about my concerns without feeling like I'm spoiling things.
Totally.
So
Spoilery game.
Like I'm trying my best to not spoil any narrative stuff, but it feels like just talking about the structure of this game, and that's my problem with the game.
Exactly. You can't talk about the thing you love the most, which is the story, Isla.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the story.
Yeah.
I would say I don't like. It's not my favorite Silent Hill. It has maybe my favorite music of any Silent Hill, which is saying something.
Sick.
I would say that for me, this one's tied with like 4. I really like obviously maybe
level.
4 and 1. Like it's I mean obviously easily better than like any Western developed Silent Hill. I mean the thing is it feels serious and it feels well made besides like a little bit of glitches and like some inconsistencies in combat where it's like, oh, I thought this would do the like auto put me forward attack, but it didn't. Like that kind of stuff happens sometimes, and you can get stuck on the geometry sometimes.
Inconsistencies
blah, blah, blah.
with reality.
But like the narrative is very intricate and complicated. I don't love having to replay the game a bunch of times and not have it be less tedious to do so. But
I assume that you love puzzles more than combat.
Yeah,
with your
the
taste.
puzzles
in general, in video game general, you love puzzles more than combat. How are the puzzles?
Yeah, so the puzzles are a standard like Silent Hill fare where it's kind of like they're more like riddles than puzzles.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. There's the main experience of playing this game is more like a hidden object game than a combat game or because I am just scouring every surface for collectibles, for documents, shit ton of documents in this.
Okay.
Like a fuckload
Remedy
of documents.
vibes.
Yeah. And you not that crazy. But then and you have a journal, a really nice journal. Like your journal updates as you find stuff and it shows characters and stuff. And the art in that is amazing and updates as you go.
I love a journal.
The journal is fucking amazing in this game.
One of my favorite things
it's
in video
really
games.
good.
It's
It's
seriously one of my
really,
favorite
really,
things.
really good.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So yeah, like mostly my gameplay loop was just like running the perimeter of every room trying to find things to pick up, which is like
Last of Us.
which is interesting, but it's also super stressful because especially preparing for this review or like impressions video, I wanted to know the things. I wanted to get the other ending. There's one thing that I'm just like, how the fuck do you do this? Because I know that's the one thing I needed to do to get the other thing, and it's like and yeah, but I'm really excited to just kind of see
everyone's take.
what all that is. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. It's also it does a thing where it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong when like in narrative something is telling you like to make a choice, like don't do that. But then I looked everywhere and there's no way to not do that.
Yeah.
So like that to me is a little, ludonarrative dissonance, but like but it's also like it's part of the story kind of, so it's
Silent
like
Hill likes to mess with you
yeah. So it's like I don't know. That's the long and the short of it. Like it's an interesting, like it is nothing if not interesting. Like this game is very interesting, and it feels like Silent Hill is back. Like this is the first Silent
2 was
Hill.
like, hey, we're here. Now it's like, hey, we're back.
Silent Hill 2 Remake was building on the Shoulders of Giants, right? It was like remaking one of the best games of all time. So it was more, the question for that was more like, I hope they don't fuck this up.
Does it feel as oppressive as 2 or a little less?
It's I would say not as depressing as 2 Remake,
Okay.
But it is not an upper.
Because
It's Silent Hill, you know?
I've got thick skin when it comes to this shit, and 2 is just like, you know?
It's interesting because the first playthrough, you don't really understand what's going on. Then the second playthrough is when you actually like kind of have a little agency in your own mind about narrative, because you kind of know what's going on a little more.
It's heavier because you know what the hell is going on.
The second playthrough, I enjoyed the story the most, but the gameplay was really annoying because I was like, don't make me do this again. I'm tired of fighting these things. Yeah. The main reason I'm curious about the other endings is because there are some symbols, some allegories, some things in this game that like feel so overtly something that if it's not that, it's a little curious. Yeah. So I was wondering if the other endings might kind of be more about that.
Frame that in.
Yeah, because like the ones that I got, I was like, okay, yeah, that's the story as I understood it. Like that's the kind of simple version of this story. But there's definitely some other stuff going on that I'm like, these other endings have to address that. Mm-hmm. But there's some symbolism in it that I'm curious what people are going to read into it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very deeply rich game with symbolism and meaning and lore and all this kind of stuff. And the game talks about that in really interesting ways. Like, the story and narrative are very cool. And, like, that stuff is all great.
Atmosphere,
and the puzzles
locations.
are really good. Yeah, like, the puzzles are interesting. It's funny, the difference between puzzles on hard and puzzles on story, it's funny because the puzzles on story, a couple of them, the way they made the puzzle easier is just there's not a puzzle. You just have to fight more, kind of.
Okay.
Which was a little weird.
That is weird.
And the puzzles on hard, there were a couple of times where I'm like, that seemed like that should have been right. Yeah. But then I did a couple things. And I was like, okay, I see how you would land on that. I think my way makes more sense, but whatever.
Do they have the puzzles on the unlockable one too?
There is a Lost in Fog layer of puzzles. Okay. I haven't tried that yet. I ran out of time. But like, yeah, I intend to try like a Lost in Fog. Yeah. Just to see.
It's
probably
bullet
insane.
Sponge enemies and one hit kill you.
That I mean,
that's
like
sometimes annoying.
That's kind of the thing that sucks about the action difficulties is because it honestly, yeah, it feels like the enemies. Yeah, I think it. I don't know the math for sure or whatever, but it feels like you just take less damage on story, but it takes just as long to kill everything, and you don't have access to, or I guess you're just not punished in your stamina for certain stuff. But like,
got it.
It doesn't feel like a story mode, you know. It feels like you still have to do all this stuff, but it's like for me, it's like especially on my second playthroughs, I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I'm here to breeze through and get the story. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, all in all, like obviously, like I haven't stopped thinking about this game for a week and a half.
That's key.
Like, it's really interesting, and it feels like another mainline Silent Hill. Whether it's certainly not the best Silent Hill game, but it's like
a good return.
Fourth, like I don't know, like I obviously especially Silent Hill 2 and Shattered Memories. Shattered Memories gameplay isn't very good, but the story's incredible.
But for the first like real original one in so long, that's encouraging.
It's the first real mainline Silent Hill in years.
Yeah,
like that isn't a remake.
Exactly.
Like, since 4.
So great.
Or Shattered Memories, I guess. Yeah. Like, obviously. I recommend it if you're a Silent Hill head. It's so weird. Like, I know I've maybe haven't been super clear on this, but it's just like I wasn't sure how to talk about my feelings about this game because it's so weird and complicated.
So complicated.
My feelings on this game are very complicated.
Yeah, you said a lot of things with the combat too, where I'm just like,
I mean, I wish I had your perspective on the combat because, like, if you were like, oh, I played it on hard and I fucking loved it. And I'm like, great. Then, like, I just find the combat annoying in story mode, and that makes sense. Yeah. And, like...
if you're going to have a story mode, make it a story mode.
Right, exactly. And, like, I did play on hard, like I said, like a third of the game.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was also trying to get the narrative before doing this video, so
Yeah.
you know, I was feeling a little rushed, but like, it's weird, but all in all, good game. Silent Hill F.
Hell yeah.
Check it out. If you want more of this kind of stuff, we do a lot of podcasts. We do a lot of talking about video games here at Easy Allies. So easyallies.com or patreon.com/easyallies to support us if you want to do that kind of thing. Thank you so much. Thanks, Huber.
Yes.
And thanks, Konami, for making Silent Hill come back after
it's back,
15
baby.
years or whatever.
It's back.
We're back. All right. See ya.